Welcome all. You're welcome to subscribe. I don't know where the subscribe button would be in this thing. Um, uh, Subscribe, like or dislike this video. You're welcome to comment. Love to read the comments. I will read the comments and respond to them if there are questions posted on them as well too. Or even leave some open criticism of this video or the channel for that matter, but ideally this video. Um, to the subject at hand is basically Twitter and its state, where it's at right now. Looking at it, a lot of celebs or blue check uh, users are starting to leave Twitter because of the fact of Musk's essential policies and such. But it was shown basically that Twitter did suppress some information, related to Hunter Biden, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But the question is like it was supposed to be, sort of an open, free platform as they said it was, and it looks like it wasn't. And the thing is, this fell under the watchful eye of Dorsey, to be quite honest, before Musk came on board. So the question is like when Dorsey mailed off Musk, is like, release it all. You should just release it all. Well, the question is like, why didn't he release it in the first place? Um, so it's a question of like, you can't blame Musk for this. It's more of like, now this is Dorsey and like, this is Musk inheriting all this mess. Uh, Now, granted, I'm not condoning or advocating on either side. I'm just basically, I like to play devil's advocate in a lot of these cases. The real thing is it comes down to this is basically Twitter, with a lot of advertisers leaving in a ways or not using it as much to advertise on the platform, as well as a lot of celebs and users leaving. The real question is, what will Twitter be in about 3 years from now, or 4 years from now, for that matter? I mean, honestly, for me, when I use Twitter, when I first started using Twitter, it was more of a case where like, I'll just post stuff just randomly, but I was using it more like as a bookmark more than anything else, to be quite honest, and sharing my bookmark with other people, just like Delicious was back in the day. Then at the same time, I started using it as more of a case to look at stock related information, i.e., sort of like what StockTwits is now, where StockTwits started posting on that. I would just follow that stuff and just start looking and like seeing people post stuff. Back then, and this is during the housing market crash of 2008, where like a lot of money was born to be made. Well, not born to be made, but a lot of money was being made as a result during that downturn. Um, I'll admit that I didn't take full advantage of it. I mean, I did take some advantage, but that was through other means. Now there's a case of like Twitter no longer be usable in this situation, but more of Discord and Reddit, and even the dark web for that matter. So the real question is now what happens to Twitter, and I think it's probably going to go the route of what Tumblr was, sadly, where Tumblr was popular. It was a great microblogging service, and then it just started dying down to the point of like it started being more associated to porn. So now it seems like outside of politicians, some politicians and some media outlets using it as a breaking news aspect, it seems like more and more adult entertainers are jumping in on Twitter at that point and possibly even willing to pay for it too. Will that happen with Twitter? I don't know. To be honest, it's a case of like, will Twitter, i.e., Musk, actually prevent porn from being, distributed on Twitter? I have a feeling he's not going to care. He's just going to let it go and let it be what it is because whatever generates revenue, he'll take at that point. And again, if he's trying to make it a free medium or a medium that's for open speech, I have a feeling, yeah, you're going to see a lot more adult entertainers posting up on there. Hopefully, not videos or inappropriate content, i.e., videos and images. But who knows? We'll see what happens in 3 years. Um, the real question is like, what replaces Twitter? Honestly, right now, there isn't anything that can replace Twitter per se. I mean, you have Tumblr coming back in and say, hey, you guys are welcome back into it. Mastodon, which honestly, it's just what your own created. You created your own server, and you just have to join that server. It's multiple servers that you're going across. Basically, it's almost like representative of what NGINX, not Nginx, the app. app server, but I think it was called NGIN or something like that. Where or Nginx, I can't remember what it was called, but it was something that I think if I remember, Mark Anderson tried creating something, which was a social media platform that was supposed to rival Friendster and Facebook and MySpace at the time, but it was creating your own social network within yourself and creating a white label and then letting others build on, like letting others build their own and sort of interconnecting it with some way or some form. And I think that's what Mastodon is doing right now. The fact is, Mastodon is decentralized. That's one of the nice things, but at the same time, it's also the fact is you have to have you'll have multiple servers, so you don't know what's what. Basically, it's almost like a Discord server at that point, to be quite honest, or Element slash Riot, whatever that messaging platform is. And then you've got Tumblr. Like I said, people like they're trying to recruit people back, trying to make it more relevant again, which I don't think it is. It will be. And then you have what's another one called Hive, I think. And Hive, I don't know. It seems like a kid basically built it, and like I don't know if others are going to start using it. Seems like they can't support the scale of the number of users that came on board. So I think it might be around for a little bit, but it won't last that long. Honestly, I think this is a case where there was that piece of software called Path. Path was mobile, bit more specific for mobile, but it was to a point where like you had 150 people. You could only have 150 people, you know, sort of as linked, sort of friended in a ways. I mean, it's the same thing with Google G Plus. Honestly, if Google is smart and they bring back Google Plus, but make it to a point where like it's a great news feed, that they compete out with the Twitters at that point. I mean, because G Plus was pretty good. It was supposed to compete with the Facebook and Twitter at the time. Honestly, you have YouTube for videos, and you have photos, Google Photos if you want it, but it's not like Instagram in that situation. But I would create a G Plus type of thing again, but make it more specifically for news feeds more than anything else, at that point. Because a lot of people, um, even though it was empty and barren per se, it still was usable. And I think this is something where Google, if it were to be brought back, it might work. But in reality, I doubt that's going to happen. And I think they're going to just use what's that called, YouTube's posting to compete with the Instagram's post at that point as well too. Honestly, I don't know if that's a wise decision, but we'll see. Um, and of course, yeah, there was Meta basically, where the Facebook engineers or Facebook product people basically went and was like, hey, look, people are leaving Twitter. We could just create a Twitter clone in a ways that's basically just pure news feeds, nothing more. That could sit right next to Instagram, not be on Instagram, not be on Facebook, but just be like another thing next to Instagram, basically. But the thing is, I think people are going to lose interest in that because of the fact it's owned by Meta, which is Facebook, and like the fact that what Facebook did with their data and such. I think that's more of a case where people won't jump on board for that. Can there be something else that comes along with it? Based on the Web3 aspect, there are so many right now based on Web3, but in reality, it doesn't really work out because one, it won't scale out unless you know um, what framework to use. I mean, everyone's saying Ethereum would be the best place to work on top of it, but in reality, I don't think that's the case. I don't know. It's a matter of opinion, basically. I don't know. Could I? There has been debate on my part, basically by myself, basically internally, as far as creating something of that nature. But the problem is everything's now mobile or app based more than anything else. That creating something on the web and then on the app, you might want to do vice versa. But the thing is, again, having the ability to do live streaming is another big thing that I think people would love to do at that point as well, too, and also posting videos and images and whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll try something, look at something like that, and see maybe I can probably build something off of that lines. If it is, I'll let you guys know. Right now, I'm just using YouTube as my sort of podcast type of thing, basically to like essentially have others listen to it and work off of it at that point as well too. But outside of that, yeah, I mean the state of Twitter. I hate to say it, but I might. I'll still be on there, but I won't be posting as much as I used to in the past, unless something drastically changes with Twitter to the point where Musk does something that incorporates certain pieces of tech, but also certain pieces of frameworks within it. I don't want to get too specific because if they don't, I probably will try to bring it myself and build it myself. If they do that, then I'll jump on board, but I don't think they are, and I'll see if I can work off of it. I mean, I have a feeling that others are anyways as well too. There's the one that was created by a former Twitter project manager or something like that, where he's creating something. He's got a few of the Twitter engineers joining him on board there, and other former engineers of Twitter probably building their own clone as well too. To be honest, honestly, to be quite honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually a GitHub already out there that creates a Twitter clone. It's just a matter of now building something specifically for the mobile version of creating a mobile app, both Android and iOS. iOS fairly simple to create in a way, not fairly simple. At least you have a few set of screen sizes to work off of. Whereas Android, it's across the board. In any case, outside of that, I mean, there's not much else I can say. I mean, uh, it's something that I thought for sure Twitter would resolve, but I'm seeing articles now like outside of the politicians posting on it a little bit. I mean, they might just jump off it at that point too, and celebrities jumping off, seeing a lot more adult entertainers jumping on board. I think I might just like look at some other alternative that's out there. I mean, I won't join Facebook again. I won't rejoin. I deleted my account. Won't use that. Telegram probably makes sense, but that's more of like posting your own sort of channels. And outside of that, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, um, until next time. As you know, basically, a lot of my things are not fact checked. If it's fact checked, I'll let you know when it's fact checked. But in reality, a lot of them are just off the cuff type of stuff. Just my opinions and my opinions alone reflects no one, no person, no organization, no entity, just myself, and that's it. I don't represent anyone else except for myself. So with that, usually it's like a lot of the cases it's unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. So until next time, I'll catch you again.